In this video, I'm going to show you how to make what's called a mosaic plot. Mosaic plot, you're going to need to have a data frame that's got at least 2 variables in it, and that's what I have over here. I've got something that's got 100 observations, so that means there's 100 rows to it, and 2 columns of variables. One's called y, the other one's called x. These are just some nonsense I made up so we can make some plots out of this. But to make a mosaic plot out of this data, you'd use the mosaic plot command. And then when you go to make the plot, you're going to need to put in a formula. This is the first time we're going to see something like this, but we'll just use the tilde. And then we just have to say what variables we want to have in our plot. And so we want to do y and z. And so the way you say you want to do y and z is you do y plus z. You could do z plus y. It's not going to make much of a difference other than switching the axes. And then the next thing you have to tell it is where this data lives. So you're going to use a data equals command and tell it the name of the data frame that you're using. Well, the data frame that I've made up is this one called dat. And then I can just go ahead and hit return on this, and it makes me my mosaic plot, which looks something like this. By default, it's just pretty bland with all the same color gray on it. If you want to, you can dress this up a bit, so you can change the labels. Just like anything else, you can change the main and the X label and the Y label. So I'll go ahead and do that for us. So I'll have xlab equal, well, a bunch of X's. I'll have the ylab equal a bunch of Y's, and then I'll change the title overall to main, and you can see it looks something like that. But if you want to make it a little more colorful, I'll bring up this command again. You can use the call option, and then you just put in a vector of colors. And so I'm going to say let's use red. Then we're going to use blue, and when I'm putting in these colors, I have to put them in as strings. So red, blue, and then I guess we will finally use green. So each one of these names goes in as a string, and then when I make the plot like this, it makes the colors over here red, blue, and green. So it makes it a little more colorful for us to look at. Okay, so that's how you can go about making a mosaic plot. There's plenty more options you can play with it, but this is sort of the basics of how you'd make one.